Blimey, anyone would think there was a funeral today. Is there anything I can do?
Yeah, get us another.
You're not getting plastered. Not today.
I can't think of a better time.
Do you know what I've been doing this morning, before you managed to drag yourself out of your flea pit? I went on the phone to Rick Morstein to see if he's going to give us that contract.
A funeral must be a big inconvenience,
Yeah, he
then.
knocked us back.
The business has already gone.
I am trying to salvage something, if for no other reason than out of respect for the work that Matt put into it.
Yeah, and where did it get him? 6 feet under.
You know
Will you stop it? The both of you, Matthew's dead!
Hey, sorry, I thought you were Ross then.
We've come to collect some of his belongings.
They're not keeping him in, are they? Well, he took most of his stuff when he moved out a while ago.
If you could show us to Ross Kirk's room.
Ross Kirk, it's just Ross to you.
It's for forensic purposes.
It's for what?
This isn't easy for any of us. His room?
It's upstairs on the right.
Hey, we buck up, you? I tell you what, so you give him a levering. You know what's the problem? I tell you something, mate. I only wish I'd have stuck the boot in too. Fella who had his flaming wicked way with my sister-in-law and a rozzer and all.
I only feel better for about 5 minutes. I feel worse than ever.
Well, I'll tell you to look at it this way, our kid. Your stock will have gone up in family. I always had you down as a bit of a Mary Queen, you know.
Tar.
You're still doing scramfoot work.
No, Jack will do it.
It's a shame. You have the perfect mug for presiding over a funeral, Marlon.
Thanks for the lawn on the top. Nearly fits.
I'm really sorry about you and Donna, man. I had you two ending up in some old folks home together.
Of course, I had a motive. I hated everything about him. He was corrupt. He sexually harassed the woman I love and then wriggled out of it.
And you stood by and did nothing.
Then he was going to ruin Donna's life because I threatened to blow the whistle on him and the McFarlanes. I'm not sorry he's dead. But I didn't do it. That's the truth.
That's all we're after, the truth. The problem is, Ross, when you've had the opportunity to be truthful, it's not happened.
What's that supposed to mean?
A road traffic accident last year.
The one your cousin took the rap for.
And if you weren't one of us, we might have pursued it.
What's this got to do with the matter in hand?
It's to do with his ability to tell the truth.
We now know the Shane door was bent. Why didn't you report it?
I didn't know who else here was involved.
Or because Doyle would have blown your cosy love triangle apart.
It was hardly cosy.
Come on, it wasn't a one-off with Donna, was it?
No.
So you were living a lie.
We were going to tell Marlon.
All good intentions. That's all it ever is with you, isn't it? No honesty, no truth. Not even when Donna reported Doyle for harassment. You didn't support her, did you? So at best, you're a weak self-server. And at worst, a liar and a murderer.
Thanks for your assistance, Mr. Kirk.
Don't suppose I had a choice.
A fellow police officer's been murdered.
You don't really believe Ross had anything to do with it?
I hope not. Do you?
Paddy! Paddy, mate, how about Ross, that?
Yeah, they kept him in overnight.
Get out!
Well, they still think he might have something to do with what happened to that Shane Doyle.
No, what? Why would they think that?
They're not saying that.
I don't think he'd have done him in, though, do you?
Of course he would.
No. Hey, listen, whoa, listen. Just keep us posted. Thinking about you.
I can't believe you're going to that funeral.
Believe what you want.
I'm going.
Never had you down as a hypocrite.
I'm straighter than most of the people you've ever come across.
From what I've heard, this Matthew King was a slime ball.
He's dead, Aaron.
Yeah, so why are you bothered?
Yeah, you're right. I probably wouldn't have tiddled on him if he was on fire.
So don't go.
If things had been different between me and Carl, then I'd probably be part of that family by now.
Yeah, well, you're not. And you're never gonna be. So just get over it.
Oh, no wonder you've only just got up. You're pacing round half the night again.
Must be nice to sleep.
Oh, fat chance for you doing your zombie impressions.
How do? No, sit down.
Oh, Eli, not now.
Right, seriously, you're going to be cracking open the damn champagne when you hear my news, love.
Yeah, doubt it.
Right, they've kept Ross in. They've got a load of his club and they're checking it for forensics.
Have they charged him?
Well, not as far as I know, but they must have him in frame, you know what I mean?
Oh, it looks like things are finally going our way then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As you know, forensics can take quite some time. But we do have some preliminary findings.
And you found something that connects me to Shane.
You don't seem shocked.
We had a fight. I'd be shocked if there wasn't anything.
Where did you go when you left Donna?
We know you made a number of calls to him that weren't picked up.
Strange you can't remember. You've been fairly precise so far, if you're to be believed.
I went to Shane's flat.
Hello. How are you all? I was wondering if it would be possible to delay the service.
No chance. We're not dragging this out any longer than it needs to.
There's been an incident at the graveyard.
What do you mean, an incident?
I'm afraid your father's grave has been desecrated.
What?
It's probably just a prank. Someone sprayed graffiti on the headstone.
Jimmy!
He'll be all right. Right, I'll go and sort the grave.
You?
Jimmy's not going to do it, is he?
If there's anything I can do.
Thank you.
So you went round to Shane's flat?
Yes.
What time would that be?
11-ish.
Could you be more precise?
Not really. I went round twice.
Why?
The lights were on and he wasn't home.
Well, why would that be?
How should I know? I was only thinking of getting to him before he could speak to Marlon.
Getting to him?
Speaking to him.
What time did you leave the flat?
A few minutes later.
A few minutes?
He wasn't in.
So you didn't go into his flat?
No, as he wasn't there, how could I? I knocked and he didn't answer.
There's a security door at the flats. How'd you get through that?
Someone was coming out.
Could you describe them?
No, I wasn't paying much attention.
Rather convenient.
Someone did see me. In the corridor outside Shane's flat.
I don't suppose you took any notice of them either.
Yeah, I know her. It was Jasmine. Jasmine Thomas.
I can't believe you two. The police won't be keeping him in for no reason.
I did it! You were there. You helped us dump the body.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying don't get him in a twist. Do you know what? They're not going to send him down for this. I doubt they'll even charge him, Jasmine, right?
All we have to do is stick to what we agreed.
For how long?
For however long it takes. I mean it, Jasmine. Where are you going? I said I'm going to work. Well, just don't go blabbing it in the pub.
Oh, well, I'm hardly going to make polite conversation over the bar and mash somebody's brains in, am I?
I'm going to have to watch her, Debbie.
2 bags of port scratchings, please, Diane.
Brandy, large.
I know it's a bad day for you, Jimmy, but I don't want any more trouble.
They won't let me drink at home, Diane.
Just one then.
Make it a large one.
How you doing?
What are you after?
Just offering condolences.
Don't bother. You couldn't stand Matt. And he thought you were worse than something that crawled out of cheese.
Whack him, Zach!
No, you won't. Zach! If you do, you're barred.
It's him!
And you!
Where are them porch scratchings?
Didn't have you down as a Mrs. Mop?
I wouldn't need to be if some scumbag hadn't scrawled all over the family grave.
No.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wasn't you, was it?
Dad, what do you think I am?
Sad.
Hey, I've...
Have you heard the one about being late for your own funeral?
This is not a pantomime. If they don't hurry, I'm off to the matinee of that one in Horton. It's still running and it's free for pensioners.
Oh, who's in it?
The guy who came third in that reality show.
Oh.
You don't mind if I sit here, do you, Chastity? Surprised you're here.
Look who's talking. You're the one that pulled them all in over Tom.
All right, yeah?
You know, I always felt a bit sorry for Matthew.
You're joking.
Well, he was dead soft under that buttoned-up exterior.
That's news to me.
You know, you didn't see him when I gave birth.
They're here.
We plough the fields and scatter the good seed on the land. But it is fed and watered by God's almighty hand. He sends the snow in winter, the waters fill the grain, the breezes and the sunshine and soft.
Yeah, let us have a go.
I can't shift it.
You should be over there with your family.
Yeah, go on. Well, we'll get it sorted by the time they're ready to plant him.
Why are you doing this?
Well, I don't know, we're just being neighbourly. Go on, love, get yourself to church.
Thank you.
Yeah. So come on, then. How are we doing this? For a king of all people, Dad.
I'll tell you why. Because the hatred that you and me felt for them over Dawn nearly finished us off. It damaged us more than them. And it was never going to bring her back.
Hey, don't you think I know that? I still wake up in cold sweats thinking about that day. I can still see her smiling at me from the window, waving, and then bang, that's it, she's gone. Gone for good.
Oh, I know, mate, I know. I'm not saying that we'll ever forget her, or that we should act like nothing's happened. But, you know, it's easy to say that life goes on, but it does. I don't know, just doing something like this might show that it's not beating us. Sorry, I'm rambling.
It's that brush, man. Oh.
Missed a bit.
Oh, Dad.
It is he who will guard your life. The Lord will defend your going out and your coming in from this time forward forevermore. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and shall be forevermore. Amen. I know that one of the things that Matthew hated more than anything was hypocrisy. Grand shows of false emotion. But he was capable of great love. Love for his family. In his case, I believe that actions really did speak louder than words. He cared for his family above all else. And for Matthew, that meant developing and protecting the business that his father, Tom, had built from scratch. So it's entirely appropriate that we're now here from one of the brothers with whom he ran that business. A part of that family. Jimmy.
That girl has been cleaning obscenities from our father's grave. So who did it? Who defecated the grave? Was it some scally who Matt couldn't abide sniffing after his sister? Or his so-called family, who went months on end without paying any rent? Or a bunch of rogues who fed their family off our land? Or bimbos who'd flutter their eyelashes to get a bit of the action? Or a latter-day Lothario who always wanted the house on the hill? Or shriveled up old crones who we invited into our home, our business, who we trusted, and who couldn't wait to go blabbing half-truths to any other sad old fizzer who'd listen?
Not now, Jimmy. Could you talk about Matthew, please?
I'm talking for Matthew. He felt the same about the whole lot of you.
Come on, Jimmy, let's go and get some fresh air.
I'm fine, I've just started. Oh, nice of you to turn up, Mr. Sousa. That woman offered our Matthew the earth. Left him with nothing. She even drove her own father to an early grave.
That's enough.
Please, Jimmy. I'm as upset as you are.
Why?
Oh, come on. Come on.
This is better than I expected.
Is there a word he said that wasn't true?
What do you reckon, Diane?
Great, Pet. You'll be doing Marlon out of a job at this rate. Can I get you some matchsticks? To prop open your eyes?
Oh, I'm fine.
What can I get you?
Nothing, thanks.
We'd like to speak to Jasmine.
Why?
Would you mind coming to the station?
I'm working.
This is important.
Well, I'll be finished here in an hour.
Jasmine.
Matthew was hard. Sometimes, a lot of times, I wish he'd opened up. Seen the best in people, even me. But it's too easy to think he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. It did nothing to earn it. And everything Matt did was to make sure that stayed there. I think all of us who are left, realise we have no God-given right to our privileges. We have to work at it. And no one did that harder than Matt. And that hurt a lot of people. Outside the family and in. Like I said, I wish he'd softened up. Given more thought to people rather than the bottom line. Should I tell you why I think he was like that? I never even said this to him. When our mum died, we were all devastated. But for Matt, it was like he never really could love again. Love to him equaled pain. Then he met Anna. And I hope she believes this. I do. He really loved you. When someone dies, warts and all, the only thing we can do, close relatives or not, is to make things better for those of us who are left. Matt would have laughed at that. I still loved him though.
Marlon? Right, have I got a snippet that's going to put a smile on your mush, mate?
I doubt it.
They kept Ross in a cop shop all night.
I didn't think for one second they'd believe me.
You've got a result then, haven't you?
Have I?
Well, yeah, they're not just going to keep him in for now, are they? Not listen, Marlon, you must have said something. You know, they're not just going to pull a copper on the word of a dingle, are they? Especially one that hates his flaming guts, man.
I only did it to damage him after what he did.
Done that all right. So, what have you told him, like? What have you said?
What? Just that Shane knew about Donna and that he was blackmailing him. You know, it's because of the state I was in. What else could I do?
No, you couldn't have done anything, man. What could you have done? Right? All we can do now is put our faith in the criminal justice system. That's all we can do, isn't it?
Man that is born of a woman hath but a short time to live, and is full of misery. He cometh up, and is cut down like a flower. He fleeth, as it were a shadow, and ne'er continueth in one stay. In the midst of life we are in death. Of whom may we seek for succour, but thee, O Lord, who for our sins are justly displeased? Yet, O Lord God most holy, O Lord most mighty, O holy and most merciful Saviour, deliver us not from the bitter pains of eternal death. Thou knowest, Lord, the secrets of our hearts. Shut not thy merciful ear to our prayer, but spare us.
I told you what I know.
We just need to clarify a few things about the last time you went to see Shane at his flat.
But I told you. He wasn't there.
Was there anyone else?
No.
Outside. Was there anyone in the vicinity of the flat?
No. No.
Who did you see?
Ross.
Ross Kirk.
In the passageway.
Was he arriving or leaving?
Leaving.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yeah.
That's boring.
Yeah, is there a knife?
No,
for
there
this?
isn't. You can tell this isn't Marlon's, can't you? Look at these.
Yeah.
Shop boards.
And the Sonics look a bit tired, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely.
You always knew how to make an entrance?
I am sorry that I didn't get back in touch. It all got on top of me.
At least you came.
Thank you for what you said back there.
It didn't come easy.
No.
How are you managing?
All I can think about is how stupid I've been.
It's no good beating yourself up.
Oh, isn't it? You know, I spent half the time with Matthew playing games. We could have had something special, and I destroyed that, so doesn't that make me stupid?
I thought you might like these.
Can I ask you something? How comes you've always stuck by them?
It's a job.
Yeah. But with most jobs, you don't have to put up with the crud the kings get.
Loyalty.
On whose side?
Matt knew he could trust me. It meant a lot to him. Question is, why do you stick around?
Love.
You're as daft as I am.
Hi, baby.
Are you sure that was the night you saw him?
Yeah, he gave me a lift.
Why haven't you mentioned that before?
Well, it was just a day like any other.
Hardly. It was the last time Shane Doyle was seen alive.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, did I?
You've not just remembered seeing him, have you?
No. I heard him and Shane had a fight, so I guess you'd suspect him.
It's not unreasonable, is it?
Ross didn't kill him.
We don't know that, do we?
No.
No. And it's our job to find out who did, which is a lot more difficult if you don't tell us what you know.
You really think it might be Ross?
It doesn't matter what we think.
It's what we can prove that counts.
You're going to stare at that or share it?
You doing creeping up on me?
Oh, this weather chills a man's bones.
Don't neck it all at once.
Do you like it? The grave. I dug it myself. Keeps me in beer money, you know, digging the odd grave.
It's wonderful.
As long as you're happy.
Do I look happy?
No, but there again, you never do. What's up?
My brother's died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't what you'd call a nice man. But he wasn't.
Who is?
No wonder Dad bypassed Jimmy in favour of Matthew.
Why are you saying that?
You've seen what he's like. Spineless. Couldn't even hold it together long enough to lay Matthew to rest.
He'll be all right when he's sobered up.
He'll be what he always is. Self-pitying.
So, have you got anyone in the frame for what happened to that Bobby, Mr. Vaughan?
We don't have people in the frame. You've been watching too much telly, Mrs. Eggleston.
No, I'm a person with my ear to the ground.
So I've heard.
How you doing? I wasn't sure you'd turn up.
But I'm glad I did. I mean, I had my doubts when Jimmy started.
Are you staying?
No. Too much water under the bridge. Look, don't worry. I promise I'm not going to sell my share of the stables to someone like Nicola.
And what are you going to do then?
Well, my old company have invited me back to do some consultancy work.
So you're moving on? You're going to put all this behind you?
Well, I only wish I could.
Dad said he took you in. I thought that was it. I was expecting the police to kick the door in any minute. Jasmine, what happened? They obviously let you go.
I didn't think they were going to at first.
Why?
I don't know.
don't know why. I don't even know what I was saying, whether I was contradicting myself or if I sounded guilty. Both of them were just watching me, waiting for me to slip up.
But you didn't?
No. I lied to them and they believed me.
Well done.
What's happening to me?
Hey, Darryl!
It's Darren.
Yeah. You're a fit young lad. You couldn't help me filling this plot, could you?
On your bike?
How about you, darling? You look a fine big wench.
So, brother, you're burying?
I'll fill it in later. I'm missing out on all that booze and food.
Nice. So, what do you reckon I should put on as refreshments at this shoot? Well, have you sorted it yet? I'm planning it. Oh.
No, we want something that looks fancy, but is cheap.
How much ahead?
Do I look like that, Jello? What's the fare?
Yeah, listen, chaps, I'm not sure it's such a good idea anyway.
What? The old shebang?
Well, Jimmy had a right go at me at the service. Oh, did he? Yeah, well, it wasn't just me, and it wasn't amusing at the time either.
All the more reason to get what you due, me and all.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Hey, you were made redundant without a brass farthing. You've given me the bum's rush more times than I can count.
Yeah, Zach's right. And it's fueling the local economy.
It's a nice way of putting it. Thank you. Yeah. Come on, Rodders. It's not harming anyone.
Well, all right, well.
Still on the go?
Yeah, just as you take care of the catering.
Get Jake to do it.
Hey, I can handle it.
Oh.
What?
You're all talk. Look, be honest, you couldn't put on a spread like this.
Yeah, Zach's right. You can't expect people to shell out $1,000 a time if all you're going to offer is chips and pickled eggs.
So he's sacking me?
Jamie, it's business.
Right, I've done my duty. I'm off. See you. See you later.
Hey, you're not going?
Not really my kind of gig.
Mine neither.
You all right?
I don't know how much more hypocrisy I can take. And the one person who's supposed to know what I'm going through bunks off. Not you, Jimmy.
Well, maybe you need to sort your own life out and stop bothering about everybody else.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, who is there left to bother about?
Lexa? Go and find Jimmy.
Don't know the truth.
Go on.
The one person who has a clue what I'm about is you.
Oh, I.
I mean it. You're the one face I wanted to see in that church today. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. I'm going now.
I mean it, Chaz.
Carl, you've had too much to drink.
Well, I hadn't then. Just seeing you there, looking at me. I felt... I don't know. I felt alone. I didn't know what it was all about. And then I clocked you. And everything felt better. I have messed it up with you. Like everything else in my life. But... just seeing you there. Being here with you now. Why did I let you go?
I've been asking myself that ever since it happened.
What are you doing here?
I'm not. What's happening?
I thought you'd given up on me. for what everyone had.
Did you kill Shane?
Donna.
Did you?
Even you.
I wouldn't have blamed you if you had.
Of course I didn't. How can you even think that?
I don't. I just needed to ask. I should have told Marlon earlier.
If onlys are driving me mad. But as long as you still got faith in me,
What the hell are you doing here? Out! Now! You and me'll have words later. What was that about? Helping you get your story straight?
Of course not.
No, it's gone way beyond that. We know you haven't been telling us everything. Solicitor's on his way back, if you'd come with me.
Where?
You know the score.
Ooh, Rodders.
Hello there. Richard! Oh, and Pamela. Well, you're a day early. Oh, the shoot's not until tomorrow.
That's when you booked on for, isn't it?
Well, you're just in time for a brandy.
Well, after our last experience, we couldn't keep away.
We couldn't wait to go bang, 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 could we, Pamela?
They certainly couldn't.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but we don't have any vacancies for tonight.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, well, I suppose we could stay at Skipdale Hall.
Oh, but I wanted to stay somewhere local.
I know. We've got a holiday cottage.
What holiday cottage?
Brooke.
Oh, Brooke?
Yes. It's very cosy.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Yes, well, it would be perfect, only I happen to be living there at the moment.
I certainly don't intend sleeping on the floor in a sleeping bag.
Oh, there's no need for that. You've got plenty of spare rooms, haven't you, Rodney? You're only worrying whether it'll be up to your usual high standards, aren't you?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
You know what these bachelors are like, don't you, Pam?
Yeah, and it will only be for one night after all.
Hey, that's sorted then.
You are a darling man, isn't he, Dickie?
Absolutely, and it's much appreciated, Rodney. Anything to keep the old girl happy, eh?
Hey! Oh, I got those brandies then.
Shadrach!
Well, I hope you're happy now.
No more than usual, which isn't very.
How could you do that to Ross?
Why do you think?
You did it out of spite.
Well, they wouldn't keep me on my say-so, would they? Would they? Do you think he did it? Do you?
No.
Oh, well, that's a ringing endorsement.
Well, how can you really be sure about anybody?
Well, you got that right.
No, he didn't do it.
Hang on.
I've got to get back to work.
Donna!
You all right?
Go to bed.
Looks like you do with a drink.
Doesn't work.
This really was a very good year.
How come there's no label on it?
Well, I traded wholesale. But I always made sure I managed to keep some of my best stuff back for myself.
Richard will drink anything. The only thing he reads on the label is the alcohol content.
You probably had enough, Pamela. Early start tomorrow.
Oh, I expect those birds are quivering in their boots.
You coming up?
Oh, I'll just finish this. I don't drink as quickly as you do.
Steady on, old chap. Now, remember, your bedroom's first on the right, OK? And anything you need, you just call.
Thank you, Rodney. We really do appreciate this.
We do.
My pleasure.
Good night.
Night.
Especially me. You are a lovely man.
Could I have that in writing?
You are lovely.
So are you.
Do you mean that?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
You are lovely. And manly.
Steady on.
Come on, Pamela. Pamela.
You should go.
Good night.
Yeah, like my dad would leave a full one. Hey, bingo.
Let me know how you get on, okay?
I'll point any thoroughbred owners in your direction.
Only if they're rich and handsome, thank you.
You know, the first time I drove into Emmerdale, it was a beautiful, bright summer's day. And anything seemed possible.
Come here.
Thank you, Katie.
For what?
For being one of the few people who hasn't judged me.
I'm so tired of being here, suppressed by all my childish fears. And if you have to leave, I wish that you would just leave, 'cause your presence still lingers here, and it won't leave me alone. These wounds won't seem to heal. This pain is just too real. There's just too much that time cannot erase. When you cried, I'd wipe away all of your tears.
Ross Kirk, you were charged that you did on or around the 1st of December 2008 at 42 Muriel Heights, Houghton, murder Shane Doyle contrary to common law. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
You're acting like it's time for a big celebration.
Well, I'd sooner be getting drunk than sent to prison for the rest of my life.
That's what's going to happen to us.
I've told you, it's not. And before you start going on about justice, think about what Shane was getting away with. What he was going to do to you or me. You've got through the worst of it, Jazz.
I've done the worst thing anyone could do. Maybe I had to do what I did to Shane. What I've done to Ross is unforgivable. Lying to save myself's one thing, and I hate myself for doing it. But saying that Ross is a murderer, you've done what you had to. If I'd known it would end up like this, I wish Shane had finished me off. Look what I've I've become. Look what's happened to us.
Tonight on ITV1, eating nothing but junk food. How bad can it be? Find out in Claire Sweeney, My Big Fat Diet at 9. Over on ITV4 next, protecting a politician's the name of the game for the professionals. While here, is England really ready to deal with an increase in property? It's planning wars.